Okay. 19-year-old me. It's me. Okay, so I know that when I did the 17-year-old me vlog, I didn't have the guitar for size reference. Same guitar. This is how I've been tracking how I grow up. Because I look at this guitar and then I'm like, okay, cool. So here's the guitar. It's a little bit less than my shoulders, but it's a little bit more than my torso, if that makes sense. Still horribly out of tune. Okay, what has happened so far? So, the last video, I touched on my favorite song at the moment, which is still a favorite of mine. It's Once Upon a December from Anastasia, which is still a favorite of mine. It's just not my, like, actual favorite. I don't remember what the day was that I filmed the last one, so I wasn't sure if it's exactly before or if it was after when I got updated. I am cured of depression. I do not have depression anymore, which is great. Dear God, it is so much easier to act happy when you're not forever sad. Like, it's so good. What else has happened? So, lots of crazy stuff happened regarding my dad. I realized I went on a tangent from my favorite song. I wanted to talk about the depression thing because I can now listen to Photograph, the Glassware edition by Sam Sui, and not cry. And it's actually that nice, warm, fuzzy feeling that song is supposed to bring. I have the correct response now. It's good. So that's why I went on the tangent about depression. Okay. So last time I was kind of on the fritz with my dad. We were kind of at a weird point. Since then, basically February, I got disowned. I'm going to say disowned just because he did end up coming back into my life. He just didn't. It was a weird concept. I was confused. Basically, he found out that I had moved in with my boyfriend at the time, which is Colin. Which I am going to go pick him up from the airport in probably, let me think, probably like an hour or so, roughly. We'll see. I didn't check the time before I started recording. Okay, but that's going really well. Somebody finally decided that they want to like live their life together with me, which is really nice. I still have the lisp. Have not gotten rid of that yet. I don't stutter as much, but when I'm tired, I stutter way more and I have way more dyslexia that goes on. I found out I was colorblind, which is fine because it's a blue-purple colorblind, so it's like, yeah, alright. But like, it sucks. Cause I'm like, alright. We've been doing some experiments with it, but it's really funny to me. I can now wear some shades of red comfortably. So that's more personal growth. Lots of personal growth in this one. There's been a lot of stuff that happened. I didn't do an 18-year-old vlog, mostly because I kind of forgot about it. Sorry. Future me, you don't get a year-by-year update. You'll get a 2x2-year update, which will be really weird because probably by the next 2-year update, I'll probably be married. That's really weird to me. I'm getting a collection of rings. Me and Colin got another set of matching rings because the very first set that we got with the Legend of Zelda, since I had a female style ring and he had the male ring, his ring was fine. My ring corroded to the bottom to the point where it was literally like scratching me and cutting me like almost every day. So I was like, yeah, time for new rings. So we're on set 2, which is nice, which means that we now have a total of 4 rings to our name, which is really funny to me, because we keep having sets of rings that we buy together and then they either break or they corrode, and then we're like, ooh, let's get these rings, and it's like, okay, whatever. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I started college, which is going great. This semester I have sociology 102. I'm not gonna get the all numbers right. It's a 10 something class. So I have sociology, meets every Friday, but like she really fucked up the rest of the schedule. She like has stuff due on Wednesday, and then there's other stuff that's due on like Thursday and Saturday, and I'm like, I don't understand. I wish I paid more attention. She also banned electronics from her classroom, and I was like, this is gonna suck. I've always been terrible at writing paper notes. I'm still bad at writing paper notes. I've gotten a little bit better with the Note. I have the Note 9 right now, which has a little like stylus pen for your phone. And that's been like a little better for like writing things and like my notes and stuff like that, but it hasn't been like die hard like, oh my goodness, I'm so good at writing notes now. Like, no, it hasn't been like that. My hair's blue. It underwent this change, let me see, last September. So September of 2019, it went through, I dyed my hair blue. You'll find lots of pictures of it. You'll probably remember it. I don't know how often I'm going to dye my hair in the future. I'm probably going to dye it more often if my work will allow me to. But as you can see, it's already getting kind of long. So hopefully when I go out in the professional world, if they need me to have like no colored hair, only natural colors, if it's at a long enough length, I'll just cut it. And then if it's not, then I'm just gonna re-dye it. I really want to do like a red to magenta, kind of like the magenta that I had the first time around when I first dyed my hair at like 16. I don't know if I was 16 when I dyed my hair. Anyways, the little peekaboo magenta thing. I'd really love to dye it like the Jessica Rabbit red, or like a fire engine, like a natural ginger red, and then have it fade into like the magenta. That would be really cool. I think that's gonna be my next color. I'm running for Miss Washington. I joined Joey's. That was something that I did. I did this not right after I turned 17, because obviously I was 17 in the last vlog. But right after my dad moved away, I joined Joey's like that weekend. I was like, cool, dad's gone, I can join Joey's. I love it. It's been super helpful to me. I have female friends now. And I'm like, I can make female friends now, and it's good. And I have an outlet to like get more people and like so really excited about that. I don't always part my hair like this. It's just happened to be like how it did the thing. Here's me with my like, here's what I look like with the center part. I don't know if that matters to you. I don't know what your ideals are. I realize that I have no idea who you are watching this. You're so far ahead of me, and you've done like so many good things so far, and you're probably gonna do a lot more stupid shit later. If you're in this, and if you ever happen to lose track, eggnog and Kraken works. Haven't had enough alcohol of anything else that got it to actually work, but eggnog and Kraken definitely works. So go out, go drink that if you're running to get like blitzed. I still say blitz. I say a lot of old school stuff. I'm realizing this as I'm like going through some stuff. Kind of picked up a fidgeting habit, which I realize isn't actually all that bad. There's that. I still have anxiety, but I have my coping skills at the ready, and it's not as bad. So I have dubbed it into two different types of anxiety. So you have squeaks, and then you have the yarn monster. And I give these things very silly, very little kiddish names, kind of on purpose. It's not specifically something that's like, Oh, yeah. Like, you stupid immature bitch. Like, what are you doing? Um, so the squeaks is like the thing in your head, and that's mostly a mind complex of like when you're going through something and you're just overthinking it and like thinking of like every little details. It reminds me of like a squeaky hamster wheel, and a little rat. Uh, so I deem that as my little anxiety rat, but the type of anxiety that that produces, I have dubbed as just squeaks. It's a squeaky anxiety. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that way I can identify like, is this a squeaky anxiety? Is this a yarn monster anxiety? I mostly do this so that I can communicate with people because I realize that if I tell people like, hey, this is what I mean when I say this, they're more likely, they're more open and receptive to it, and it builds a trust bond of like, hey, I'm sharing something with you that I don't normally share with other people. I have endeavored in dip, it's not acrylic nails, but it's dip fake nails, which I really like because I realize that if you're ever like wondering later of like, why didn't I ever go through this? I really like having my nails long. I really like the look of that. But I know that with my natural nail, they're super brittle, and B, I'm still a nail biter. Whenever one of these bad boys pop off, I am just, it's terrible. Um, so that's fine. But the fake nails like really harden them up, and I get to have the nice length, and I get to have pretty colors. So like, you can't see it. I've been getting actually a lot of compliments with this set in particular because it matches the hair. You can see it like blends right in. My hair is like a kind of a sea green right now. It's like it was blue, it was like a super bright blue, and now it's like getting into that like green color, which I actually kind of enjoy. I'm kind of happy that it ended up like this. It could have ended up a way worse, so I'm definitely grateful that it ended up like this instead of like anything else. Um, it's not exactly the color that I wanted. I wanted like that robin's egg blue, that regular, really soft girl anime blue, but like they didn't have that color. And I was like, well, fine. Um, and that's fine too. I'm learning how to let a lot of things go. Um, back to college. So I'm taking that sociology class. I'm taking Introduction to Psychology, which is really cool. I realize I went on like 9 tangents so far, and that's just terrible for me. I will get back to them. Um, honest, oddly enough, the psychology makes a good segue to go back to the anxiety one. Um, the other anxiety that I didn't talk about was the yarn monster. So that one is the physical compression of the rib cage. And that's when I feel like I'm going to, not necessarily that I'm going to die, but that I'm definitely like super duper vulnerable in that position. I don't want to say that it's an anxiety attack because it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. The anxiety attack I had at Dirty Days Pizza when my dad shoved me towards the front counter to order after my anxiety had been going off about the people behind us ordering. And then I stuttered, and then that made it worse because I knew what I wanted, but like I didn't realize that I was supposed to be going first. Nobody said anything to me. My dad shoved me, and that was where anxiety attack kicked in. I ran to the bathroom and then just fixed it. I don't even remember what I did. I know I called my mom, and I know I was just on the ground shaking at some point, and so I don't remember what else happened after that, but like that was the process. So the yarn monster is, and I call it the yarn monster because it feels like somebody like literally just like poked holes in my rib cage and just kind of tied yarn through it and then just went sick. Which is okay. Back to college. I am taking astronomy, which I realized that when I took it in high school, I was the baby version. And like I knew I knew once I took it that it was the baby version. I didn't realize when I signed up to take it that it was the baby version. And now I'm in the very grown up, very adult version, the triple X rated version of astronomy, which has a lot of math. And I realize that while I'm decent at math and I'm okay at math, I don't like it. or that there's a lot of things that I like better. I'm sure there's more things that I like dislike more about other things, but like I don't like doing the math. Like if I can choose to not do math, I'm gonna choose to not do math. Right now sorry. My major is in digital technology and culture, which is a really long and complicated version of saying I really want a minor in graphic design, but I wanted a major in computer science. So they're like, oh, here's a major that combines the two of them. And I'm like, I don't know if that's what I wanted, because I'm looking at nobody else I'm finding. I haven't found my niche yet, you know what I mean? Um, that's the role in the community, and I haven't found that yet. So I'm discovering. It's okay. We're on a path. We're on a journey. And and then I'm taking the college prep course, which is really nice. Cindy's super nice. I like that she's an instructor rather than a professor. Because a lot of the professors are like, no, I went to doctorate school. I got my PhD. You will address me as professor or whatever. And I'm like, I get it. Because like if I went to school for that long and put in that much work into getting my PhD, I would want people to address me as such as well. Like I put in the work to become a honor queen. I did the term. I will earn the title of past honor queen. Which is awesome because I had that title now. I still have to pay Diana. She won't take my money. But now Colin's a past master counselor and I'm a past honor queen. So we're both in the has been club, might do it again club. And that's really cool. And it's also, I'm going to branch off in another tangent. It's really nice being with Colin and realizing that we're doing our life together. We're still in his house. Obviously, you can see the green in the background and stuff like that. But we're looking at apartments. We're looking to move at the end of this month. This is January of 2020, by the way. I didn't say that. I haven't been saying that in any of my other vlogs either. But except I might have in the first one. I don't know. I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar. Not this year. Maybe next year. But I am going to learn at some point so that I can actually like play a guitar. I realize that this is not a real acoustic guitar. Obviously it's an acoustic guitar, but it's not a full-size acoustic guitar. So this is a student guitar. It's really funny because on Colin it looks like a ukulele, which I have one now. I have a ukulele. And it's adorable. It's the little Disney princess one. Hold on, let me go get it. Cause I have it right here. And I mean, I love it. It's super cute. Also out of tune. I realize I like collecting. See, here's my little ukulele. I've not learned any chords on the ukulele. I might learn how to do the ukulele first before I learn how to do the guitar. You can see it actually isn't that big of a size difference in comparison to like a real guitar and a ukulele. Normally the ukulele can like be less than half of the actual like real size acoustic guitar. So since this is not the real size acoustic guitar, it's really funny to me. Like that's the height difference. That's neck to neck right there. They're both flat on the bed. So I realize that I'm starting to amass musical instruments that have I don't want to say no purpose, but that I would like to learn how to play eventually. I bought an accordion a while ago, but it's a vintage accordion, so it's from like the 1800s. I'm gonna put my guitar back on my lap because I don't know, it feels comfy this way. Provides a really nice like handrest. Sorry, this week has been a rough week. it's been an emotional roller coaster of like, yeah, maybe people are being young and stupid because they're so in love and you're not in love with me. And then, like, it kind of all went away. It all got solved. It all got talked through because communication is key. You haven't remembered that. Remember that now because, like, communication is solving like 99% of my problems right now. I made a new friend in college. His name is Donald. I totally lied to my dad and said his name was Monica, and that it was a girl. Don't know why I still do that. I have not figured that out yet. I was like, why do I still chronically lie to people? Doesn't come out of much with like other people. It definitely still comes out with my dad though. So we're in that, and that's okay. But going back to that, we did fix things. So I'm just kind of guarded now, but I still I want my dad in my life, but I also don't want him to be like overbearing in my life. You know what I mean? Him and Loretta are doing fine. They've been married now for 3 years? No, 2 years. Less than 2 years. Because me and Colin were dating when they got married. So it's been less than 2 years. We hit our 2 year anniversary this last Sunday. Monday. This last no. Yes. Yes, this last Monday. Last week. And that was really nice. I mean, we didn't do anything, and then I cried about how we're lame. And then Colin proceeded to go to his best friend's wedding, which was also very lame, but also very sweet. I'm pretty sure that Emmett's wife is just like a 70-year-old woman trapped in like a 21-year-old's body. Like that's what I'm convinced that that's what the case is, but that's okay. They're married now, and that's really nice. But what makes that even more nice is that now that's putting on pressure to Colin that he wants to get married. And I'm like, really? Join the club. But I mean, I don't know. It makes me kind of warm and gooey on the inside to like be like, this person actually wants to be with me. And actually wants to like put effort in our life. And that's great. Okay. So I've been talking for 22 minutes and 50 seconds at the moment. So I'm gonna go. I love you. I'll see Colin in a little bit, but I'll see you in the mirror.